Now let's learn about group by feature. So what is group by feature? In Power Query Editor, we can create summary report using group by. So sometimes we have to use a particular field, and based on that one particular field, we want to create a summary report. For example, let's see this in Power Query. So in our sales table query, sales detailed query, we can see that there are multiple fields given. We have market, and market is repeating multiple times. Similarly, vision is given. Now we can see that US, EPEC, and all these markets are repeating multiple times because individual records are stored as rows. We want to create a summary report based on market, based on city, based on countries. So how to create it? So we can create a summary report using group by feature. Group by feature is given here within Perm tab in Power Query Editor. It's also given within Transform. Now, it's a good idea to first duplicate this query because we are going to lose other columns. We are going to miss out other columns. So let's first duplicate this. How to duplicate a query? Simply right click and we can duplicate this query. So why we are duplicating this? We will get to know very soon because we will lose other columns. We will keep only those relevant columns. Other columns are going to be removed from the table. So better we duplicate it and then perform our actions on the duplicated table. So now we can see this is our sales details query. We want to create a summary report based on market. Now let's just select market and then we can choose group by feature. Now a dialog box will appear. There are two types of aggregations which are possible using group by features. One is basic. Market is already selected. We can see market column was selected. So that's why market is already selected. But if suppose we want to choose any other column, then we can select that column from here. Right now, we don't have to change this because we wanted to create summary report based on market. So let's just keep it as is. Now, a new column is going to be generated. We can rename that column. Name of this column should be total sales. Now, we don't want to count rows. That's the operation, but this can be changed. We can change this operation from count rows to sum or average, median, minimum, maximum, etc. So our requirement is to use sum. Sum of what? Sum of sales. So we can choose sales and then simply click OK. This is going to create a summary report very soon. Within few seconds, we will see this updated result wherein we will see unique list of all the products and we can see total sales by each market. So those individual records are aggregated. So this is the reason now we can see there is no other columns available. All other columns are removed. If suppose, let's say, we want to include some more aggregated columns like total sales, total profit, and then we also want to include how many number of units sold. So is it possible to delete this last step? Yes, we can cross it out. Or is it possible to edit this existing step? Answer is yes. We can see this setting button or this gear icon. We can click here. And once we click here, this will allow us to make changes. We can go with advanced option and then we can add aggregation. So advanced option will allow us to add more number of aggregations. We also want to include total profit in our existing summary report. We want sum of profit. We also want to know what are the number of units sold by each market. So let's rename this as unit sold. Again, we need sum of what? Sum of quantity, and let's click OK. So now this is going to edit our existing query, and now we will get market wise total sales, total profit, and unit sold. We can rename this query if we want to. This is our market summary. So let's rename this. So that's how we can use group by feature. We can duplicate the query and we can create a summary report. Now, if suppose we want to add some columns, conditional column, is it possible to add? We have added a table, a query. Can we add even conditional columns or columns? Yes, we can do that. We can go to add column and we can add columns. We can add conditional columns. We can even add custom columns. Even we can add column from example. For example, let's start with date column. We've already added this. If suppose we want to add month column, we want to add month name column, etc., we can do that. Let's just remove the last step. So in case, let's say we have been given just one single column wherein we have only date, is it possible to add year because we want to slice and dice our data based on year? Yes, we can do that. We can go to add column. Within add column, we have this date field. We can hover our mouse and we can see we can add year, start of the year or end of the year. Even we can add month, start of the month, end of the month, days, etc. So let's add year. Now we can say this is grayed out. Let's select date again. Why this is grayed out? Because we need to provide a date reference, but right now year is selected. So let's select date again. Let's add months. If we want to add month in a numeric format, select date again. We can add even name of the month. We can add even number of the days or end of the month. We can add weekday name as well. So all these by just one click, and now we can see that we've added these columns. We can even add calculated column, conditional column, custom column. We will learn that in next video. So even we can also add these date field using transform. So let's just duplicate this before we add conditional column and other columns. Let's just duplicate this column and let's see what is the difference between date given here and date given within transform tab. So transform tab will allow us to transform within the same column. Now we can see that when we selected year using transform tab, changes are happening within the same column. Let's observe it one more time. So this is our duplicated column. This is a copied column. And if we want to extract, let's say, name of the month will be updated in the same column. It is not going to add a new column. If we do the same thing using add column, so add column will allow us to add a new column. For example, let's add here. So it is going to add a new column. So this is the difference. Features given within transform tab. We do have date here. Even add column also has date column.